Got a question for you. Do you think this is real? Do you think the burner account was real?
I wasn't going to bring it up. It
Oh, I
is
was.
very interesting, given the time frame and the first tweets going out. I don't know. I hope it's not, but it's hard not to imagine. It's hard not to think it could also be him,
It,
given the timeline of everything happening.
yeah, here's the thing. Number one, obviously, there are a number of athletes we've seen exposed in the past with burner accounts. Kevin Durant, the guy from the Philadelphia 76ers, the GM. But, like, there are so many replies, and so many of them are so broad that I cannot believe it would be a grown man replying to every single anti Deshaun Watson post about him right now. And there is frustration, I'm sure, from Watson because of the way he's playing right now, the way some people think about him. There is a thing too I've seen in some with between some not media personalities in the Cleveland area, but like a lot of prominent people with a Twitter account can like post whatever they want about Watson, and Watson's been kind of seemingly blocking them lately. I've
Yeah.
seen a couple of names in there as well. That's so stupid to me because it's almost like they're wearing a badge of honor, and I'm like, you're doing this for a guy that plays for your team. Now, granted, there are factors that play into that matter that could be different than your average Browns player who might just be playing poorly. Um, but I don't know. This whole thing is just
I,
nonsense to me, and it's just one of the things that social media just brews up from time to time.
and I find it so interesting that so many people get hell bent over the fact that he's blocking people on Twitter. You know, everybody has the social media they want to have. For Deshaun
Sure.
Watson, if he has negative things popping up in his timeline, Mitch, I think you and I both know he knows he is not back to form yet, right?
Right.
Whether that burner account is his or not. So if he's going to block things that he's seen that are negative about him, so what? Yeah, people could say, "Oh, he's a professional athlete, he needs to deal with it." Right? He hears worse things at a stadium from the opposing fans. Yeah, it's probably true. Oh, he has $230 million. He's rich. Yeah, it's fine. If he has to block people to get rid of some outside noise, that's fine too. Like, I don't have a problem with that. I'd rather see that than him go at reporters like we saw other former quarterbacks of ours do, like Baker at times, right? I'd rather see this because to me, it takes out a whole element of going back and forth, creating that rift between the media that covers the Browns, and then also having personal vendettas potentially and eventually against Browns players. How many players have we seen this with before, both in Cleveland and not in Cleveland throughout the NFL? It just if he's going to block people, let him block people. It does not bother me. And if he blocks me, I don't care. I really don't. I don't
And
even
I was
follow the
gonna
show.
say, do you block? Have you ever blocked people before?
Besides spam accounts that they tag you in those weird,
Okay, okay, that's
I
fair.
don't think I don't think I've blocked any like person for any reason. I really
Yeah,
don't. I've
I
muted things before. Like I just don't care about seeing people's tweets. But no, I don't think I've like
I've
went
ne-
out of block someone.
I made a rule a long time ago. I'm never gonna block. Well, actually, I'll get to the story in a second. But I never was gonna block people for malicious reasons or people who are trying to like go after me. Nobody goes after me. I have 300 followers. Um,
Just wait. I'm going to go after you now.
but yeah, I've muted certain things, especially after like big losses where it's like I don't want and they still don't do a good job of leaking them through my timeline. But like if the Browns lose embarrassingly, like I could have done it last week, I would just mute words like Browns, Steelers, Watson, like stuff like that. But I'll only set it for that. They give you an option where it's like a day, 7 days, forever. I usually do it for like a week. I blocked my mom once because I don't know why. There was just a thing where like she was on social media when I was like a teenager and I saw her Twitter page one day. It's like, oh, she's on here now. It's like one of the like you remember that feeling where it's like you went on Facebook when you were younger and it's like and you see your mom or your dad come across the account. It's like, oh, they're on there now, and
Yep.
you kind of don't want them to see it, even if you're doing nothing wrong. It's just like, oh, I don't want to have them be
Yep.
seeing this. So yeah, I blocked her for a while and then I realized that's the woman who birthed and raised me. So I'm like, I can't block this woman.